Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this stitch here. It is very beautiful, and it's actually quite easy. It's a 2-row repeat. As long as you know how to do a triple crochet, which I'll show you how to do that anyways, and a single, you'll be able to do this. So this is what it looks like on the back side. You can tell because this is the back side of the double crochet or triple crochets. This is called the Peacock Stitch. It's always has been one of my favorite stitches. It's so beautiful. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to teach you how to make this stitch. I think this stitch would work well for a lot of things. I think it would make a nice dainty top, a nice dainty wrap, even a blanket, like a throw, a lacy throw that you wanted to use. Something like that. Now I did make a poncho a while ago. It's a little bit older video with this stitch, and I'll insert the picture right here. So there's that. I'll put a link to the video of that tutorial up above on the screen in case you're interested in making that. But that's just kind of what it looks like played up in a variegated looking yarn, or striped variegated looking yarn. But it's beautiful, solid variegated striped yarn. It's very pretty. So why don't we go ahead and get started on this. It's like I said, it's very easy to do. But remember, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you look in the right hand corner, you'll see a subscribe button. Click on that. Turn on them notifications and make it set to receive all notifications so you don't miss out on any of my videos. I do lots of tutorials. I do them all the time. And I also do lots of yarn content. So if you're not interested in crochet, if you don't crochet, you're a knitter, I have lots of yarn content. I try to keep people up to date on new yarns and show people, yarn hauls and new stores and stuff like that. And I would really appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button and that like button if you enjoy this video. Alright, so I'll go ahead and show you what I use for this. Now this is a stitch tutorial, so whatever you're making, you could use whatever yarn you want, because I'm going to give you the multiple of the stitch. But for the tutorial, for my swatch there, I used Ice Yarn's Night Star. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, it's so pretty. I love sparkly yarn. I love navy blue. Navy blue is my favorite color, blue. Gosh, that's pretty. But anyways, this is if you're interested, remember you can use any yarn that you want depending on the project. It is a lightweight 317 wool. It's a wool viscose acrylic and metallic lurex blend. But any yarn, any weight, depending on what project that you're doing, will work just fine. And then for the purpose of this stitch tutorial, I did go down and use a size H, which is a 5mm crochet hook. I generally don't use hooks that small, but I did for the purpose of this tutorial. Now remember, whatever you're making, you might want to check the label and see what it calls for on that. So do you guys want to go ahead and get started? Let's do it. Alright, so this stitch is done in a multiple of 10 plus 2. Which means whatever you're making, you chain in multiples of 10, whether it be a wrap, a top, whatever you want to make with it. And then you add 2 more to your base chain. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I chained 52. So 50 was my multiple of 10, and then I added 2 more stitches to it. So row 1, we are going to single crochet in the second stitch from the hook. And remember, we never count the one that's on our hook. So 1, 2. And then we are going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch for the length of the chain. So row 1 is 1 single crochet in every stitch until you get to the end of the row. Alright, so I made it to the end of row 1, and now we're going to start row 2. And we're going to make some of those we're going to make the large fans. So row 2, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now that chain 1 does not count as anything, so we're just going to pretend like it's not there, and we're going to work into the very first stitch. If you pull it apart right there, and we're going to work a single crochet, just like that. Now we are going to skip 4 stitches, and then we're going to work one of those large fans. Now the large fan consists of 9 triple crochets all into the same stitch. So let's go ahead and skip our 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the next one, so you skipped 4 there, single crocheted in the first, skipped 4. Now you're going to yarn over twice for a triple and go into the next, and we're going to work 9 triple crochets into the same stitch. Yarn over twice, go into that same stitch. If you don't know how to make a triple, you draw up a loop and you yarn over and go through the first 2 loops, yarn over and go through the next 2 loops, and yarn over and go through the remaining 2 loops. Do that. Yarn over and go through 2 loops 3 times. That's why it's called a triple. So there is 2 triple crochets. Yarn over twice again, go into the same spot, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2. It's 1 time. Yarn over, go through the next 2. That's 2 times. Yarn over and go through the last 2. That's 3 times. There's 3 triples. I'm going to continue until I have 9. So it's a big old fan. Let me get a count here. I lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got 2 more. Here is 8 and 9. Like that. Now we're going to skip 4 stitches again. So pull back this large fan that you did so you don't miss this one. 1, 2, 3, 4 we skip, and we're going to single crochet into the next, and that is the repeat now for row 2. Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. This really is a beautiful stitch. All right, let's repeat it again. So we'll start by skipping 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to work our large fan in the next, which is 9 triple crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Now again, we're going to skip 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet into the next. And this is the pattern we're going to repeat for row 2. Skip 4, fan into the next, skip 4, single into the next, and you just keep repeating that until you get near the end of the row. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, I'm coming to the end of row 2, and I just did my large fan, and I have 5 stitches that remain. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip 4 and single crochet into the last stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and single into the last stitch. There we go, and that'll end row 2. Now, however many chains you started with, like the multiple, will be how many fans you have. So remember, I started with the chain of 52. My multiple of 10 was 5. So I have 5 shells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you was to start with a chain of 102, you would have 10 shells. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you can keep track of your shells. All right, so rows 3 and 4 are the repeat rows, so it is just a 2-row repeat. So let's go ahead and start row 3. Now row 3, we are going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn our work. Now that chain 4 is going to count as a triple crochet here and for the rest of the pattern. So we're going to go right back into that very first stitch right there, and we're going to put another triple crochet. So we're going to yarn over twice and go right back into that very first stitch and triple crochet. So counting that chain 4, since it's acting as a triple, we got 2 triple crochets there into that first stitch. Now we're going to start our repeat of our row 3. We're going to do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we are going to skip 4 stitches of this shell. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the next stitch, we're going to single crochet. So it's actually the middle stitch of the shell, the 5th double crochet of that fan or shell or whatever you want to call it. The 5th double is the middle, and that's where we single crochet at. Now what we're going to do is chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to go down here to this single. We're going to skip the remaining 4 stitches of this fan slash shell, and we're going to be working in this single crochet down here, and we're going to work 2 triple crochets into this single crochet. So I'm going to yarn over twice. I'm going to go into that single crochet from the previous row and triple once, and yarn over twice, go back into that same triple or same single and triple again for 2 triple crochets into that stitch, and we're going to repeat. So we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip 4 stitches of this fan or shell. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one, which is the middle stitch, we're going to single crochet. We're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip the remaining 4 stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this single crochet down here, we're going to work 2 triple crochets into the single. There's 1. And there's 2. So we're going to repeat this till we get to the end of row 3. So again, chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you will be in the middle of this shell or fan. Single crochet into it. Skip the remaining 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you'll be down here at this single crochet from the previous row. You want to make sure you chain 3 and put 2 triple crochets into that single crochet. And I'm going to repeat this all the way across. So that's what it's starting to look like. This is actually the back side of your work. So keep repeating this until you get near the end of the row, and I'll be back up with you. Alright, I'm coming to the end, and you should be able to do a complete repeat. So I did my 2 triples, I chained 3, I single crocheted in the middle stitch of my last shell or my last fan. So I'm going to chain 3 again, and then I'm going to end by putting 2 triple crochets into my last stitch. So you're skipping 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and your last stitch would be a single crochet from the previous row. So go on into that and work 2 triples, and that'll end row 3. There it is. All right, let's start a row 4, which is the final row of our repeat. We are going to chain 1, and we are going to turn our work like that. Now what we're going to do, we are going to put a single crochet into the very first stitch right here. And then we're going to put a single crochet in between these 2 triple crochets. So right in between them, we single crochet like that. Now what we're going to do is jump over here. We're going to skip this chain 3, and we're going to be working in this single crochet here, and we're going to work our 9 triple crochet fan stitch or shell stitch. So 9 triple crochets into this single crochet right here. Now to keep it from stretching, sometimes they stretch. I'll just give you a little tip. Yarn over twice. I try to hold it the best that I can as I'm working in it, so it doesn't stretch. I'll hold up here. There's 1, but it will still stretch a bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there is 9, like that. And now we are going to come over here to our 2 triple crochets, and we are going to single crochet right in between them. See that? Right in between them, and single crochet. And that's what we're going to repeat now. So we're going to jump over here to the single crochet that is in the middle of this fan here, or this shell, and work another one. 9 triple crochets all into that single crochet. There's 1. This is not a hard stitch. If I'm making it look hard, it's because I'm using a smaller hook than what than what I like to use. I just not good with There we go. And now we're going to jump right over here and single crochet in between these two triple crochets. There we go. So this is what we're going to repeat now all the way across until we get to the end of the row. All right, I'm coming to the end of row 4. So I just did my shell fan, and I'm going to single crochet in between these two triples, and then I'm going to single crochet into the top of the chain 4 here to end that row. And that's it. That's it. It's so beautiful. So we're going to keep repeating rows 3 and 4. So for row 5, we're just going to repeat row 3, and we're going to start out with a chain of 4, which counts as a triple. And we're going to go back into that very first stitch there and do another triple crochet. So we got 2 triples there into the same stitch. All right, so we are going to now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, just like we did before. There's just only one tiny difference. There's a single crochet here that there wasn't down here. That's okay. Just pretend like it's not even there. What we need to do is single crochet into the middle stitch of this fan, just like before. So you find the 5th double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and single crochet into it. Chain 3, and come down here to this single crochet, and we work 2 triples in it. So we're repeating what we did in row 3, with the only exception being that there is going to be a single crochet there from now on, but just ignore it. Go back in and do another triple. Like that. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then do your fan or your shell in the middle stitch of this shell, chain 3 and 2 triples into the single crochet right here. So we're just going to keep repeating rows 3 and 4, but just remember, when you repeat row 3, there is going to be that single crochet there that wasn't there down here. It's okay. Just pretend like it's not there, but if we didn't have it there, it wouldn't be so straight here along the edge, so that's why I put that there. But everything else is exactly the same. I just keep repeating those 2 rows until you get to your desired length. All right, after you repeat it a few times, this is what it will start to look like. I think it's a very beautiful stitch. It would make a nice little dainty, you know, what I said in the beginning, a lot, you know, it can make lots of nice things out of it. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed my tutorial, and I hope you were able to follow along okay. I hope that yarn wasn't too dark. Don't forget to check out all my tutorials, hundreds of them, remember, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, beyond hundreds of tutorials, anything you could ever want to make, and multiples of them. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye guys.